Welcome back to 123 Geek. Let's get started. Thank you for coming to 123 Geek. This is actually a follow-up video to the AMD and Nvidia keynotes that took place at COMPUTEX 2019 this year. So I want to dive into the bad before we actually go into the good, which is a little bit different, mainly for the fact that there's not much to say about the bad. The bad is Nvidia. I know, that's strange. Nvidia really did a really poor job at their keynote this year, and it was boring. Very boring. I couldn't even stand watching it for very long, to be honest with you. The only interesting things that they brought up were Wolfenstein, the new one that's coming out, and I guess they have some creator tools that they're making. I said something about it being a supercomputer thing, and it's not, and I apologize for that. There was no supercomputer announcement. They do have a supercomputer that is actually for sale for big companies, but actually I think you can even go out and buy one. I don't know if you want to, but it's kind of interesting. Nonetheless, that wasn't talked about this year at COMPUTEX. All it was basically pandering to the stockholders, and it was really boring, very boring. It was as if they were talking to a boardroom full of people that have shares at Nvidia. Anyway, it wasn't worth watching. And that's a disappointment because they generally announce some pretty awesome things. Moving on to the amazing stuff, AMD. They blew away the first keynote of COMPUTEX 2019. And actually, I believe it was their first keynote ever at COMPUTEX. And that's pretty awesome. AMD announced a 7 nanometer, 12 core, 24 thread processor for $499. That blew my mind. Not only that, they announced some other stuff with their Gen 3 processors. They have, and I'll actually put it right here, with the information that's showing here is they beat everything that Intel is putting out. The thing is that I actually believe that they're going to be ahead of Intel in this next generation. And it's been a while since AMD has been ahead of Intel. Intel's going to really have to step up their game to really put it out there. See, the problem is that they were the defining company that created the first 64-bit processor. And I actually owned the Athlon 64. It was amazing. And it's still, in my mind, is one of the best processor innovations because it really pushed forward the processor race. And Intel took its foot and led the way. And it's one of those great things that AMD is able to do. Well, this time, they're taking that mantle back and being the top dog when it comes to processors. In my opinion, obviously. But it's this 12-core, 24-thread processor that's just mind-blowing to me. For $499, I can't even fathom. As a matter of fact, I'm a gamer. And I just recently went over to Intel. Intel is... They've been kind of the leaders on the PC market race for a while now. And when I say PC, I mean desktop. They did amazing. I mean, they've been doing amazing. I recently switched over to an Intel 8700K processor, and I've liked it. But this thing, this change, this new CPU, this Gen 3 CPU from AMD is it's blowing my mind. And that's the thing, is I'm really considering going back over to AMD. I like the Intel, but I want to be kind of in the fray, so to speak, of the new technology that's coming out so that I can give you guys my feedback when it comes to that information. And honestly, at $499 for a 24 core processor, or thread processor, 24 or 12 cores, it's that I don't even know what to say. Honestly, I really don't. They also showed at the keynote that their new laptop processors are phenomenal as well. Intel cannot keep up. I don't know what's going on with Intel recently. They really haven't been innovating. Their idea has been, well, let's drop the price on the processor to keep up with AMD instead of innovating what they were kind of really good at. But they've fallen behind. So honestly, keep an eye out for the new Gen 3 Ryzen 64 or the Ryzen processors, because honestly, I think it's the you know, the big boy in town, and truthfully, it's something to keep your eyes out for. Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you know when my next videos come out. Thank you so much for stopping by 123 Geek. Have a fantastic week.